We're recording, so let's talk. So, by the way, look at the term I use, YouTube for business. And I mean, really, social media, we need to look at social media as business tools. And the more we look at them and consider them as business tools, then the more we will use them a little differently and hopefully a little better than we normally would have. So, look, my primary business is I'm a LinkedIn strategist, but I actually started YouTubing in 2012. I got serious about it in 2016, and I'm like, oh my God, this is absolutely blown up. And I should have changed this slide. When I went through this deck, I didn't think about the who am I part. I got 1,500 videos on YouTube. I have 2,700 subscribers on my primary YouTube channel. And so, and we'll talk about that. I feed it regularly, and I'll tell you how I feed it. And YouTube is a great source of leads for me, and I'll explain why throughout our conversation. Why is it important? Did you know that there's over 2 billion users on YouTube? Did you know that the primary audience, not that others don't count, but the primary audience is 18 to 34, and that highly aligns with my YouTube channel. That very clearly, there's two pieces. I can't remember the numbers, 18 to something and something to 34 is the bulk of my YouTube viewers. On YouTube alone, it reaches more people than any other social media platform. Excuse me, on mobile, because everybody sits back on their mobile devices and watch YouTube videos. I did not know about that. 100 countries, 80 languages, 1 billion hours watched every day. It's the number 2 search engine in the world. Does anybody know what the number 1 search engine is?
Google.
It is Google, and guess who owns number 1 and number 2? Google owns them both. I guarantee you there's a whole lot of activity going on aligning that. And this is in dark mode. This is what my primary channel looks like. We'll talk about that. We'll actually go in live, and I'll peel back the layers and share with you. What do you need to do to be successful? Well, you better be clear as to who your audience is, because your audience is not everybody. The more focused you are on the right audience, the more successful you will be. And Seth Godin uses this phrase, focus on the smallest viable audience. Focus. That doesn't mean exclude or ignore, but you better focus on a target audience. You better know why you're wanting to do it. And a lot of you said advertising. I may change some of your philosophy. Maybe I might change some of your ideas there, or at least the use of what words you use. For me, it's not about advertising, but by golly, it does. For me, it's about being discovered as an authority, as who I am and what I do. Yes, you've got to create a channel. The best way to do it is with a Google account or a Gmail account, but you can do it with any account. You put your icon on there, put your channel art on there, complete the about section. And by the way, when you write your about section on your YouTube channel, it is not about you. It is about what you do for your target audience. How do you create value? Why are you here to help them? Then you can go create a video and upload a video. And your first one will be ugly. You'll hate it. You'll say it's disgusting. You'll want to redo it 5 times. Go ahead, redo it 2 or 3 times and move on, because you'll get better with every video. You better know what the topic is you're talking about. I teach LinkedIn as a business tool. I also teach Google Workspace on my other channel. I don't teach advertising on LinkedIn. I don't teach recruiter on LinkedIn. I don't teach, for the most part, job search on LinkedIn. I teach using LinkedIn as a business tool. And look at the word I use. I teach on YouTube. When you script out your video and your message, do not write it out verbatim. Write out keywords. Write out talking points, and then you speak to the talking points. If you try to write it out, to script it out and totally written, you'll sound like a robot and you'll hate it. And then you record it, then you edit it, then you upload it. And you look at what you did and you'll change it the first few times. But as you practice, you'll get better. Now, once you have a channel and you've got some videos on there, you'll start thinking about playlist. So you can group videos together. I have a playlist for LinkedIn help, which is all encompassing. I have a playlist for LinkedIn company pages. I have a playlist for LinkedIn networking. I have a playlist for LinkedIn content. So when I have a video on those different topics, they go on those different playlists. You just can't put it on YouTube and hope and pray. So when you create a video, then you're going to want, especially in the early days, you're going to want to distribute those videos so they can be discovered. So not always, because my channel is a little different, but I sometimes share my videos on my Facebook business pages, sometimes my Facebook personal profile. I'll sometimes share them on my personal LinkedIn account, sometimes one of my LinkedIn company pages, sometimes to a LinkedIn group, sometimes I share them to a Quora space or a Quora in my Quora channel. Sometimes I share them through Instagram, sometimes I share them through Pinterest, sometimes I tweet them out, however I want to distribute that video so that it can be found by my target audience. By the way, feel free to ask any questions while I'm going through this. And as you create, as you produce, as you publish, you need to analyze what's going on and pay attention to what's happening. And when you put a video out there and someone touches it with comment, you always respond to the comments. This is called a conversation. You don't just put it out there and hope and pray somebody finds it and calls you, but if someone engages with you in any way, you comment back, or excuse me, you reply back to their comment. And not only does that help your video get ranked a little bit higher by YouTube, but it also shows your target audience and your network and your followers, subscribers, etc., that you care enough to do a little bit more. You make sure your videos are accessible. Don't publish them unlisted. I really often encourage you not to unlist a video or not make a video private. You're using this for public consumption. Yes, I do have some private videos or some unlisted videos, but they're few and far between. And when you get really good and your business grows, then maybe you're going to have others that help you. So you add other video managers. This is the basics of this. Know your audience, know your goals, know your topic. Start creating. Be very purposeful about creating videos around that topic. And then edit and refine your videos. Put them out there, distribute them, and pay attention to what's happening, and always engage. It can be a lot of work, especially when your channel really starts to grow. And at some point, you may need someone to help you. Do a live video. Actually, I don't have in here, but YouTube Shorts. I don't think I talked about it. Yeah, YouTube Shorts is another really cool segment of YouTube videos. I see that some of my shorts are getting some good views on them as well. So I'm doing a few more YouTube Shorts. And short is basically a video that's less than 1 minute long. How do you get started? Define your audience. Be very purposeful about your audience. My audience is sales leaders who want their sales teams to be more successful using LinkedIn as a business tool. Now, my audience also includes the sales professional, and that person is referred to as an influencer. Because if somebody sees my video and likes it and tells someone else, you need to check this dude out, that's referral marketing or or what I call organic referrals. It's a great way to be discovered through your videos. And you need to know what words to use. So you're using the words that are relevant and meaningful, that resonate with your target audience. If you're not using their words, when they see and hear and read your video content, and you're not using their words, then they quickly become disconnected from what you're talking about because you're not using their words. In the early days, I used to use the phrase most important viewer. That was the phrase I thought was important to use. But then I discovered that my salespeople don't use that phrase. So I stopped using it. And I started using lead and client and customer and target audience because those words resonate with the sales leader. So if you're going to create a YouTube channel, you need to really hone in. You may not have it in the early days, but you need to hone in on why you're doing it. What's my goal? Is it purely brand recognition? Is it purely lead generation? Is it to educate your target audience, which often I use the word educate as another word along the lines of becoming an authority on this topic? And so you need to get focused on what your goal is, and everybody involved needs to understand that goal. Questions, thoughts, anybody? So it's not hard, but it takes a little bit to get used to the steps. So if you got a Gmail account, then you can go to youtube.com and say I want to use YouTube, and you can get this menu. You can say create a channel. Create a channel. You can have multiple channels, by the way. Those will be different topics. My Google Workspace is one channel. My LinkedIn as a business tool is another channel. And that's the only two business channels I have. You can, by the way, you'll get the slide deck. I'll share this with you. youtube.com/creators is a great resource. Catherine Manning's pretty smart lady on YouTube. How to start a YouTube channel is pretty cool as well. The other thing I do is pay attention to what other YouTubers are doing. Pay attention to the people I strive to be like on YouTube. Now, when I create my channel, you got to, get started. Decide if you're going to use your username or you're going to create a custom name. If you're doing it for you personally, you might use your username. If you're doing it for a business, you might use a custom name. Create your channel name. Accept all of the terms and conditions. By the way, I really encourage you, if you haven't read this stuff, go read the terms and conditions so you understand it, especially if you're going to monetize your channel. You don't want to make a dumb mistake. Think you can be doing this and all of a sudden you realize you can't be doing that, or you've been doing it all along and now you can't move forward. Read the terms and services. Customize your channel. You need a minimum of 100 subscribers to be able to do some of the customization, especially if you're going to customize the name of your channel. But you can have, your profile picture, which is basically the little, thumbnail icon. You can add a banner image. There's also some other customization you might want to do on basic information and settings so that, you look through all of this when you're on the channel, and I'll show it to you in a minute, and see, you got to click on every single one of these so you see what options you have available to you. Again, questions, feel free to jump in. This is, what is this channel? Oh, this is my main one. So, and this is the original channel name. I think that's the original. Let's go see. Or is that the fake one I created? Yeah, this is my fake. This is my one I created just to show you how to do it. But I also have this one here, which is my business one. And I have no problem showing you my business one. No, I went to the same one twice because I can't be logged in more than once. Come on. Close that down. And I'm going to refresh and make sure this is where I need to be. Yeah. So let's actually let me go to another one. Let me go to this one here and another channel, another incognito window, and talk about it. Can you see my YouTube channel, my black screen? I got the head nods. Good. So this is just a channel that I created. I'm not signed in. Why am I not signed in? Oh, I got to sign in. Can I sign in? It's Teddy Burriss at Gmail. I can't remember where I created this one. Teddy Burriss at Gmail. Here we go. See if that's it. Password. I use a tool called LastPass. So if you're not using a password management tool, I highly recommend you do that. That doesn't make any difference. They're both the same. So, all right. So, really all I did was log into to Gmail. And when I logged into Gmail, then I went to youtube.com. And when you go to youtube.com, this is what you're going to get. But if you go up here, you can see YouTube Studio. You really want to do all your work from YouTube Studio, because this is where everything's at now. So dark theme for the studio now. Now, as I told you earlier, a lot of this startup work is under settings. So you go to settings and, you have, your general, and this only applies if you're selling stuff. But here's my channel, my basic information. I can put my keywords in here so my channel shows up for the keywords that are, again, resonate with my target audience. Advanced settings, I can say, is this channel made for kids? And, if it's not made for kids, then just set that. You want to differentiate, that's for sure.
Do your keywords have the hashtag?
No hashtags, just the keyword without the hashtag. Yeah, you don't need to put hashtag money. Just put money. Yeah. So let's see. Somebody's echoing back. All right. Advanced settings, again, audience, automated captions, don't show potentially inappropriate words. You can do that. Actually, I like that style, even though none of my videos have potentially inappropriate words, so I'm not really worried about it. Disable internet-based ads. If you don't want those ads showing up, then you can turn them off. Allow viewers to clip my content. That's highly encouraged. And I sometimes worry about that from copyright protection, but they can only clip out 60 seconds of your content. So it's not like they're going to steal your entire video. Okay. You can go manage your YouTube channel, remove your YouTube content if you want to get rid of it. But look here, if you go to, feature eligibility, you can't do all of this until you get to a certain number of videos, a certain number of followers. So don't worry about if you can't do that. Upload defaults. I really recommend that you have a default description. What I do is I put a statement here, tell about the video. Then I have my hashtags, maybe 4 to 5 at most hashtags. And then look at this. I do this. And then I have my learn more about Teddy, learn more about Teddy. And I have my LinkedIn profile. I have my my website. I have my business email address if I want to publish that. My business phone number if I want to publish that. Maybe I have, a CTA, a call to action, join my webinars. So I give them a link to that. Maybe I have another call to action that says, follow me on Quora, subscribe to my blog. You get 5,000 characters here. Use that all of this box. You're going to change this with every video. You may change this with different videos, but you want to have at least your standard default hashtags, because YouTube likes hashtags. Then you can have more information down here. This will show up on every upload by default. And all you got to do is change this. So use these settings, upload defaults, to make it easy on yourself. Okay. Then you have permissions. You can assign other people to be a manager or an owner. You transfer ownership. You can have a community. You can, add moderators for your community. You can approve users that you never worry about. You can hide users who are fools. You may not get into this to begin with. You can block certain words. You can have who can redirect to my channel, you can have other YouTubers who, when you go to their YouTube channel, it'll automatically come to yours. That's a little tricky. Demographics, YouTube wants you to tell them about you. So, but anyway, that's all under settings. I'm gonna hit cancel. It's all under settings. So you set all that up there. And then there's also, customization. This is where you have your, you create a trailer. So you might create a YouTube video that says, hey, I'm Casey. One second.
You're muted. You're muted.
When I hit on WebEx, when I hit my mute button on my microphone, it mutes WebEx. Go figure. Zoom doesn't do that. But you can have a channel video that shows up so that when people, the first time they show up to your channel, they see that if they haven't subscribed. You can have a feature video for subscribers. So this video may say, this is why I'm here and how I want to help you and why this is important for me to help you and why is it important for you to get this, et cetera, et cetera. And your feature video may be for your returning subscribers that says, hey, thanks for coming back. This is, you may want to check out this latest feature video okay. Then you can adjust these sections here and have your shorts and your uploads. You can have your past live streams, popular uploads, et cetera, et cetera. These are all different sections that show up in your channel. So none of this is overly important, but you may want to, as you get serious about it, create a trailer and a feature video for your subscribers. Questions, thoughts? I'll go deeper in a minute. Don't worry about monetization to begin with. You can't monetize until you have a minimum of 1,000 subscribers and a minimum of 4,000 hours in the last 365 days. People have to watch your videos for a minimum of 4,000 hours before you can monetize it. This is for dealing with copyright infringements. Subtitles or, for different videos you create. Don't worry about that. You will want to pay attention to your dashboard. Let me go to my real channel and let's talk about that. So here's my dashboard. I look at this every day. I want to see how many new subscribers I've gotten. I want to see my last video, what kind of views I got on that. If I see some unbelievable number there, then I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the right kind of video. I need to do more videos like that. I also, on a regular basis, every day I go to comments. I look for new comments. And I respond. I don't care who they are. I respond to every single person. You saved I think it's me, 7 months. My 7-month-old nightmare looking for how to achieve this. I've never been able to over the admin of 2 years. This is how to become an admin. I respond to every one of them. And sometimes I use some of the canned comments, but I'm always, I don't know. I got coughing going. Please pardon my sloppiness here. I am so happy this was helpful for you. UZOMA. I respond to every single one because not only do I want that person to know I cared enough, but I want the channel to see that I care enough to respond to everybody. And by the way, I do this quickly. I don't get into long-winded conversations, but I look at every comment and I respond to every comment. I look at my analytics, okay? I want to know, are my views growing? 50,000 people in the last 28 days. I want to know that's growing. I want to know that my watches is growing. 1,200, 1,200 hours in the last 28 days. I want to know my subscribers is growing. I need to know that. Otherwise, and by the way, this is a long journey. Here, watch this. Show you why I mean it's a long journey. Look at this. I was not serious. I was not serious. And I've gotten serious. Right around 2016, I started getting serious. And you can see right around 2016, I started picking up more and more and more subscribers. Back in 16, right here. More and more people watching my stuff. Okay, now I'm a YouTuber, and I'm just getting started. So don't worry about the money. What you want to worry about is, am I getting eyeballs? Am I getting enough time? And are my subscribers growing? That's what you want to worry about. This is, if you want to get into this space, that's a side effect. Do not focus on that. That will drive you freaking batty. Focus on the most important thing. Viewers and subscribers, and then hours. Questions? Anybody?
How much time did you say you spend on YouTube a day?
Kelly, I'm a YouTuber. Okay. I produce, I've only done one video today, but I've got 2 others to do. So, you can see there are some days, like on the 3rd, 1, 2, 3. On the 1st, I did 2. On the 28th, I did 2. The 26th, I did 2. And now I also have another channel I manage as well. The 15th, I did 2. So you don't need to do it to the degree I am, because I'm a YouTuber. This is my retirement plan. It's part of my revenue for retirement. For a business, I would say if you can do a video a week, that is pretty impressive. If you can only do one a month, then you better make sure that video is highly important to your target audience if you're only doing one a month. Okay, this is you're becoming a content creator, and you can't just put out a video and hope and pray. That won't work. You've got to keep giving your audience something they want. So let me go to something. I had something else I want to share with you in that context. Let me share this with you later. Let me tell you how I come up with videos. This is how I come up with videos. I listen. I use social listening tools to decide what videos to produce. Now, there's a couple ways I do that. One is I listen to the questions my clients ask me. I listen to the questions you ask me in these sessions. The only reason I have a sticky notepad in front of me, is for me to write down the questions that I got asked, and these become the potential for videos. That's the only reason I'd use that. Is the sticky note in front of me is for that reason. Otherwise, I would not have a sticky note. Here's something else I do. I'm a Quora contributor. I produce Quora content almost every day. And I have 13 million views of my Quora content. Now, I'm a content creator. You're not going to be this deliberate, most likely. I have 6,300 answers on Quora that I've been answering since 2012. The reason why I pay attention to the questions that people ask me is because often they'll ask questions about LinkedIn, or they'll ask questions about Google questions, or Google, which are the 2 things that are important to me. And I will answer these questions often with a video. So I use whatever social listening tactics make sense for me to use. I'm saying this in your context, so that maybe there's lots of ways to do social listening, but you have to listen to the questions people ask, so that you are creating videos that at least one person asked a question about. Otherwise, you are hoping and praying the thoughts that you have in your head and the videos you create are important to your audience. Questions, thoughts, anybody?
I got a question.
Yes, ma'am.
When you were talking about YouTube being your retirement, that piqued my curiosity. Can you tell us in a nutshell what that looks like and how you're going to use it for your retirement?
So it'll be a part of my retirement income. I love creating videos as long as the good Lord lets me look at this little dot and listen to what people ask. I'll keep creating videos. Once at a certain point, my channel won't need a video every day, and I'll have 2 channels.
Okay.
So for me, it's fun, and I can create a YouTube video with this device right here in 5 minutes. You get to the point where you're good at this and become efficient. You learn how to, use a cell phone to create a video, and people don't really care about production videos. Especially if you're using it for educational purposes, especially if you're using it to help people, which by the way is a powerful way to marketing. So my retirement, I think it was Catherine Lundberg. My retirement's going to consist with, whatever the government has available for me in Social Security, whatever my $16 million IRAs look like in my head when I retire, whatever that portfolio looks like. It'll also include, I have 8 classes scattered out on 15 different sites. So I have retail classes for people to buy my courses and my YouTube channels. But Catherine, it'll be enough to buy my beer and cigars.
Well, that's what I didn't mean for you to tell me about your entire retirement.
No, I'm just saying, I want to
monetize?
make sure I
How do
don't
you get
mislead
money?
people that it is not going to be my entire retirement revenue.
No, I just meant how do you actually get money from doing YouTube?
Oh,
When
I'm
you get to
sorry.
that point.
I'm sorry.
No, I wasn't trying to get that granular. Sorry.
Oh, but people ask me on a regular basis, can I make a living as
I
a
appreciate your
YouTuber?
transparency, though.
I want to be that honest because I don't want to mislead people. The way you create money, I'll go to my analytics. Here, it's right here. Content. The way you create money is first of all, you have to have a minimum of 1,000 subscribers.
Mhm.
Secondly, you have to have a minimum of, where's my analytics? A minimum of 4,000 hours a year.
Right.
And I'm pushing 12,000 now of people watching your video. And the moment you hit 1,000, and the moment you hit the last 365 days of 4,000 hours watched, then you can request to be monetized. And the way you're monetized is just like this. Watch this. I'll show you. This is how you're monetized. You can't hear it probably. I don't think you can, but this is an ad. And the fact that somebody is watching this ad means I just made a penny, a half a penny, a quarter of a penny. And so the more, it's ad revenue. You get, it's called shared ad revenue. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so basically the ads that get in our way of seeing the content is how you get paid.
Yeah. So, and you always have, you almost always have a lead in ad. But if your video is at least, I have a bunch of videos, if they're at least 8 minutes long, you have what's called embedded ads, so that when you pause, YouTube sticks an ad in there.
Got it.
So some of those videos can create way more revenue for you if you're getting enough eyeballs on that. So again, it's not everybody needs to be a YouTuber to that degree, but it is fun to do if you can do it.
So they would choose your video based on their ad matches your target audience, correct?
Yeah, and I sort of kind of hate this that if I go watch this video. This is a LinkedIn video. Oh, this one didn't do a video. Oh wow. But where's my here? This one here. Some of them have almost every one of them has a lead-in video, lead-in ad. I don't know why, but I've got this one guy who is all over my videos. I kind of wish he wasn't, but he's making me money, so I've got to accept it. Let me see. I have some questions that popped up in chat. Sticky note. Yeah, that's the only way I keep track of it. Those arrows have to be different people. No, Cheryl, Google doesn't really care, or YouTube doesn't really care who the people are. But I'll tell you, do not ask your friends to watch your videos to get you eyeballs, because the moment Google discovers that you're doing that, they're going to shut you down. You'll never get monetized. So let it be organic.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
I've noticed that some of my videos, so for everybody here, I make deck railing products.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed that some of the videos that show up in the middle of my video, or the ads that show up in the middle of my video, are my competition. How do you stop that?
You know what, Chris? I haven't run into that, so I'm going to have to go find an answer.
Okay.
How to remove competitor ads. I'll find out. I don't know. Chris, tell me the name of your channel.
Oh, Fence Quarter.
I knew that. Let's see. Right, this you?
That's me.
The bottom one.
That's me. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the video. Here's the channel. You now have 3 subscribers. And are these all your videos? Yeah. So
They are. Yeah.
those are not bad views, man. But there's only 2, 4, 6, 8 videos, and you haven't done anything in 2 years.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but those are not bad views, man. I'm telling you. Take your cell phone out every installation, Chris. Every installation, do a video of the fence and get the homeowner in it. Get the homeowner in it.
Okay.
If you can have the homeowner say, "Oh my God, I love you." People want to see people in their videos.
Okay.
Let's see. I had another question pop up. I lost it. Oh, here it is. Yeah, Cheryl will subscribe to your channel. So will Kelly.
Woo!
Look, I just a few more big points. For me, for the purposes of education, most of my videos are less than 5 minutes. Most of my videos are that succinct. Every week I do a 15-minute video and I do a 1-hour video. These are live events I do every week. I'm also in the process of redoing all my courses, and I'm going to put all my courses out on YouTube for free, and they will be 1-hour videos. So I'm going to put all the courses that I make 20, 30, 50, $100 on, they're going on YouTube for free. And I'll get the YouTube revenue from them. But again, for marketing, for education, 5-minute videos. People don't want it all. They don't want all that. They want, give me a freaking answer. And then that shows your authority. Different ways to create YouTube videos. Live. Use QuickTime. Use Movie Maker. I'm a Camtasia user. I love Camtasia. You can use Adobe products if you want to use that product. There are other video apps you can use. Smartphone camera. By the way, if you record a video with your cell phone, do not use the facing camera. Even if you're recording yourself, always use the back camera. Always use the back camera. And if you're doing a YouTube video, do it in what's it called? Vertical or horizontal versus vertical. So you get the 4K out of it, or 1080p. Okay. Will you keep those paid classes available?
Why do you say use the back camera always?
Because this is a higher resolution camera, and when you use the facing camera, often it gets reversed and the words are upside down and backwards. So mostly for the higher resolution. Yes, Kristen, I have the ability to put my content out there for revenue generating. I've got to brand them a little differently, but I can also use my same content for my free. So maybe you want to pay $700 for an SLR camera, but you're going to be pretty serious if you're going to spend that kind of money. GoPro cameras, the new GoPro cameras, I really like them. I used to use a GoPro, but then I went to this HD camera, 4K camera I'm using. There are other devices and other ways to create videos. Focus on content relevant to your target audience. Start simple. You do not need to be, what's it called? MGM. You don't need to be Pixar. You don't. People don't care about it. They want to see you talking to them and giving them good content. And I don't care that you went to the doctor and you had nose surgery, you had a big old hunk taken out of your nose, and then you're doing videos of the big hunk in your nose, and then you went and you had more cancer surgery done, and you had what's it called, the plastic surgeon fixed your nose up and it looked like crap for 2 months. I don't care, and neither does my audience. They want to hear your story. Record based on talking points, not a full script. Upload your video. Do not overthink this. I'm telling you, do it. And you'll laugh at yourself, and maybe you'll freak out so much you'll delete it, and I encourage you not to, because you want to see it later on and laugh at yourself again. Yes, you can delete it. Just do it. Don't buy an expensive camera. You can use an iPad. I use an iPad for the longest time. I got an iPad stand. I put that puppy up. I focused it. I made sure I had my lighting somewhat decently. You want to be bright. You don't want to. Let's see. If I look at some of the people on here, look at some of your cameras. Kristen's a little bit dark. Yvonne's a little bit dark. And the rest of them, the cameras are turned off. You want, don't go out and spend a lot of money on lighting, but you do want to make sure that there's light in your face. Okay. Use a stand or a tripod. Don't use use the front camera. You always use the back camera. Embedded web cameras. I mean, look what happens when I switch. Watch this video. Let me see. Video. How do I switch my video? I don't remember. If I switch to my other camera, it looks like crap. Show video settings. Look here, watch when I switch the camera. Get on my way. See, I'm using the Brio, but what happens when I go to this camera? So it's just, actually, it's not so bad here. But most of the times it's just not anywhere near as high res as this camera is. So I say embedded web cameras are okay, but a good webcam is $150. I use the Logitech Brio. Save all your recordings to Google Drive or Dropbox. Do not let your computer get piled up with videos, because that'll aggravate the crap out of you. Microphones, don't buy an expensive microphone. Use your computer microphone or use your earbuds if you want to get started. That's okay. Eventually, I went and bought myself a $200 Blue Yeti, and eventually I went out and bought myself a $200 Samsung because my Blue Yeti stopped working with my MacBook. And when I do record my videos, I used to do this, and sometimes I do, so that I can make sure my audio and my video is aligned. If they weren't, then I separated the video and the audio and aligned them. But guess what? I got really sophisticated. Now I got a clapboard. So I use a clapboard to do that. And now I've discovered that the tool I use, pardon me while I close that down, I'm looking at chat. Now I've discovered that the tool I use is only off by 2 frames instead of 6. 6 frames was ugly. 2 frames is tolerable. Let's see. Somebody said, Pam's asking about digital camcorders. What are you referring to, Pam? What's a digital camcorder? Um, yeah, but I don't know. I mean, for me, anything digital is a recorder. So, whatever you want to use, just make sure if you're using something that's not connected to the computer, then you're gonna need to collect the audio. Make sure it collects the audio appropriately. So you might want to have an audio mic on your digital device. And if you have two separate devices, one collecting video, one collecting audio, then you got to make sure you align them, and thus you use the clapboard. So whatever tool you have that you can use, just go with it and practice and get better. Uploading, when you upload, it's just very simple. You click on upload, you select the file. It's not hard to do, but this is the stuff that's important. Listen to these next segments. Catherine Lundberg, are you seeing title and description? I want to make sure I'm still sharing the right space. Hand up and down if you are.
Yes.
Okay, so listen to this. This is important. When you put your title or your description, your playlist, your audience, your tags, category, visibility, subtitles, end screens, and cards, you want to make sure you use all of those areas from an SEO perspective as much as you can. 100 characters, and you want to use words that your target audience is searching for. Description, 5,000 characters. The first 3 lines are critical. You want to tell the viewer what they are about to see in those first 3 lines. By the way, I subsequently creating this, I've added, use hashtags in there. Hashtags should be near the top, but they don't need to be at the top. Put it in a playlist so you can, maybe you have a playlist. It's all about a specific topic. You have 5, 10, 15, 20, 100 videos about that topic eventually. Categories, I don't know why it's out of order. Make sure you choose the best choice from the options available. But I discovered with the conversation I had with a YouTuber the other day, it almost doesn't make a whole lot of difference, but make sure that's not an irrelevant category. If you're not, you don't want to choose something that's irrelevant, but it doesn't, if it's close enough, which is kind of surprising. I thought YouTube would have more value behind categories. Audience. If it's not for kids, select. It's not for kids. Tags. You have 500 tags. They are not hashtags. They are just words. So use as many of the words you can. Again, in your upload defaults, you can put those in to begin with. You can edit, change, or add to them as you do. You have a total of 500 characters for all of your tag words. Visibility. I have private videos that I put out there. Some clients ask me to produce content for them, for their employees. So I make those private. Now I may have some that are unlisted, but very few. Again, I use this for marketing, so they're almost 90% or 99% public. Subtitles, I let YouTube create them. There are tools that you can do. You can edit your subtitles. I know they're important, but I don't believe that for me and what I do that they're overly important for me to pay money to have someone do subtitles. Maybe someone's going to convince me differently one day. At a certain point, you can put end screens and end cards. You can always put end screens. The reason why I put an end screen there is I want them to see what I want you to see when you get done using the video before you see what YouTube wants you to see, which is other recommended videos. You can have cards at a certain point where you can send viewers to a call to action, so for subscriptions or sign up for courses, et cetera, et cetera. I have one end card on every video I do. So again, you'll get good at this. The more you do it, it becomes second nature and easy to do and doesn't take a lot of time. Questions. I think I did good. It's 1:04. I'm happy to answer any other questions if you have any questions. Just go create a video, create a channel. Nobody's going to know the channel's there until it starts to grow or you start sharing it. Create a channel, start pushing a video in there every now and then. Play with it, laugh at yourself, and do better. Practice, do better. Send
Will
me
you have a follow-up?
yes, ma'am.
Will you have a follow-up?
On this. Here's
Right.
what I was going to offer you, Catherine Casa. Create a video, create a channel, put it out there. Send me an email. Say, Teddy, I've created my channel. Ask me what do you think? I'll be happy to give you what I refer to as a 5-minute review of some ideas.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anybody that does that, I'm happy to help you. Any other questions?
Is it okay to repost stuff that you've already posted, like on LinkedIn and IG and stuff like that?
You mean videos that you have that you've
Yeah.
used other places?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can repurpose your videos. Just change your title, use a description, etc. You can use your videos. You can use anywhere you want to use them.
Okay.
Can I list videos as private for video courses, giving link to those after? Yeah, Jessica, you can do that. It doesn't work as well for membership sites. If you're going to have a membership site, you may want to publish your videos on Vimeo or some other site. Because it's a little tedious to get, make sure you send all your members the email and the password. If you're going to do sales of video courses, I would encourage something like, if you want your own courses, Vimeo, or maybe use something like Thinkific or Kajabi versus YouTube. It's not as secure as you would like it to be, because anybody can share it.